Have you ever played an indie game that just hits different? Like, it's not realistic, it's not massive, if you know what I mean, but sorry, but somehow it feels more alive than the $200 million budget AAA games out there. Maybe it's because indie games aren't made in boardrooms, they're made in bedrooms. Today, I'm gonna talk about the struggles of indie developers, why these small games sometimes hit harder than the $200 million AAA games, and how they became a new kind of art. And yeah, I might roast some of them a bit too, because if you ever coded something at 3 am, you know the pain. Hey everybody, my name is Pixel White and let's dive right in. The struggle is real. Being an indie dev is like trying to build a rocket with duct tape and a depression issue. You're not just a developer, you're also the writer, the artist, the programmer, sound designer, and sometimes the unpaid intern yourself. And if you're asking, why do people even do this then? Well, because they love it. Because somewhere deep down, they believe their weird little idea could matter to someone. I mean, it's brutal, but hey, it's happened to all of us. It's like that ex of yours where you know she's toxic, but you just can't leave her. That's how game development is. It's like, we know it's a toxic relationship, but you just can't leave it. You fix one bug, 5 more bugs show up, like as if you just angered the programming gods. No budget, no massive team, just you, your caffeine addiction, passion, and the occasional mental breakdown. And that's what makes it special. Indie games are raw because they're human. You can feel the fingerprints all over them as you play. The money problem. Let's be honest, being an indie dev is not profitable. A lot of indie devs have to sell drugs just to provide for their families. Most devs work side jobs or freelance jobs just to fund their dream project. Some devs literally live on instant noodles while coding their life's work. Why? Because publishers don't care unless you already look profitable. Marketing? Don't let me get started on marketing. That's another nightmare. You could make a masterpiece, but if nobody sees it, it's like screaming into a void. And don't let me get started on Steam. You have to pay $100 to publish one game on Steam, and let me remind you, Steam takes 30% of your profit. So if you sell your game for $10, you're only getting $7 out of it. And that one sale you get on your Steam? Yeah, that was probably you testing your own build. Still, they keep going because it's not about the money, it's about leaving something behind. Why indie games feel alive. So why do indie games feel alive? It's simple. Because they are not made with deadlines, but rather with emotions. In a AAA studio, every decision has to pass through the marketing, the investors, and a guy in a suit who's never touched the controller. In the land of indie developing, it's one person saying, I want to make a game where you date a pigeon. And somehow, it works. AAA games chase perfection, indie games chase emotion. And that's why we connect with them. They're not just selling fun, they're sharing feelings. When you play an indie game, you're not playing a product like you do in those $70 AAA games you buy. You're playing somebody's dream, somebody's insomnia, someone's story. There isn't any microtransactions most of the time. You know, microtransactions, pay to wins, it's not always like that. Sometimes every in-game achievement feels like an achievement because it's made with heart, not the intention of just making a buck. Indie games as art. Let's talk about some of the legends. Toby Fox made Undertale alone. you heard that right. Toby Fox made Undertale alone. One guy. He wrote it, he coded, and even composed every single track by himself. The game's all about morality, how every choice matters. It's funny, it's sad, and it's the true definition of the word soul. Then there's Hollow Knight, made by Team Cherry, which is just 3 guys from Australia. They didn't have a $3 million budget, but they made one of the most beautiful, haunting worlds in all of gaming. Every sound, every movement feels alive, like the game itself is breathing. Stardew Valley? Oh, Stardew Valley. Bro, this is Eric Barone, one man who said, yeah, I'll make a farming game to relax people, and accidentally created Modern Therapy. Another game we have is Celeste, built by a small team led by Maddie Thorson. It's about climbing a literal mountain that symbolizes mental struggle. The story hits you like a train, but in a good way. These above aren't just games. They're personal stories disguised as pixels. That's what makes indie games art. It's not realism that makes art, it's honesty. The mental toll. This is where we get into the dark side of indie game dev. It's not all sunshine, rainbows, and serotonin. You start a project thinking, this is gonna be the one. And then 6 months later, you're staring at broken physics, wondering if life even has a meaning. Your game starts looking like spaghetti, your sleep schedule is a myth, and your social life, that got deleted with your last save file. But somehow, through all that chaos, the indie devs keep going. And why do you ask? Well, because when one person finally plays that game and says, hey, that one part was actually kind of cool. It's like that feeling you get, it's a shot of dopamine straight to the soul. It's a weird kind of love-hate relationship. You suffer for it, but at the same time, you just can't stop. The message. Indie devs don't have investors. They don't have marketing teams, but what they do have is a heart. And maybe that's why we love them, because they reminded us that gaming can still be personal. Every indie game is a message for someone who refused to give up. So if you're an indie dev and you're watching this video, go ahead, keep making those weird, broken, beautiful stuff that you call games. Don't chase perfection, chase honesty. And if you're just a player, go ahead and support these devs. Play their games, share them, talk about them. Because every time you do, you're keeping the soul of gaming alive. Indie development isn't always about making the biggest buck or microtransactions or even pay to win. It's all about the fun. So if you're making a game, focus more on the fun rather than the product, because playing a game shouldn't feel like a product, but rather an emotion. That's my advice to all the indie devs out there. I have a studio named Runo Studios. If you guys want to support my projects, I'll put the link down in the description below. I have made some projects, some cringy stuff. But yeah, if you want to support it, go ahead, donate if you could. Currently working on a game as we speak. More updates on that soon to come. Yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next one.